Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning back in. Chase here, and today I decided to do a unit review on Boss Troll because no one else has, and I think he's pretty good. And if I sway you on your opinion of him, you've only got a couple of days left to act on it until he comes back on probably the 6-month anniversary. Now, first off, I wouldn't argue that he is completely necessary. But he is a lot better than expected. I don't know. Boreal Dragon seems to have a lot of utility. You know, I don't like that he doesn't have a strong elemental attack, so I generally focus more on units that can shine in a situation rather than be useful all over the place. But I've probably underestimated the Boreal Serpent. But Boss Troll has been overestimated by a whole lot more people, and that's because people don't really respect tanks very much. And I've even heard some people argue that if they don't have cover, they're not a tank. Well, cover is an amazing ability, but it's not the only thing important for a tank. But well, let's go over them real quick. Just under 1,000 HP. Now, granted, mine's at max awakening, but it's really, if you go in on a banner, with just one featured and one featured A unit, it's pretty easy to get a couple awakenings in him. I got all of these on one stamp card. That was pretty lucky, even though I didn't get the featured S unit, but that's a whole other wine. But anyway, full awakening stats. These are no weapons. I left those off. Just under 1,000 HP. Very good. MP 230. None of his abilities are very expensive at all. In fact, another thing that makes him a great tank is his ability Meditation. Even at only upgrade 5, I do believe the upgrades reduce the cost on this ability. It only costs 21. He can do that 11 times right now, so that should be enough. Oh, also another small thing, this ability, it's useful in the pyramid right now. I'm gonna run him through because I feel like he really shines. That'll be my showcase of him. This ability is martial. This is not a spell, meaning that his wisdom does not affect this ability. And it also isn't affected by spell lock or the curse in the pyramid, things of that nature. So, nice little thing there to remember. His defense, I'm trying to click the wrong thing. 215, pretty low. Yeah, it's actually, I'd say it's bad, actually. His attack at 327 is, well, it doesn't make him a damage dealer, really, but for a tank, that's an amazing attack level on a tank, I would think. Agility 261 could be a lot lower. He's not bad. For a tank, he's speedy. Wisdom does not matter a bit. Only move 2. That's not a surprise. Alright, so the abilities, pretty good tank abilities. Okay, he's got Meditation. I'm fairly certain that with his HP, he is and attack, he's the best meditation tank in the game right now. Although it really, weakness and resistant matters a lot more than that when it comes to tanks, but still, he has 1,000 HP and meditation. That's awesome. Okay, and then as far as abilities go, if you don't need to be using meditation, Fire Twister is not terribly exciting, but it's stronger than a physical attack. It has a Sizz element attribute. That's pretty nice. It's an AoE all around him. So as far as just a tank goes, this is great. You got a couple of just real weakened units around him. If he's got to contribute just a little bit of damage, Fire Twister's great. And it costs 5 MP. That's, if you need to worry about MP costs, which you generally don't on this unit, that's amazing. Scrap Metal, 195% potency, so decent hit, that's double a strong attack. That's only level 1. And it can occasionally lower defense. I believe that's just a 25% defense increase. It's not nothing. The ability doesn't excite me too much, but if you're looking for one good hit on one unit when he's, making his way up there when he's got full HP, that's a darn good move to have on your tank. Perks. No, raises demon physical potency by 10%. If you don't have Dragonlord True Form or Slion Heart or Squidzilla, this ability may not be useless. This could help you clear some of the 999 damage missions If you have a mostly demon physical team, it could be good. A lot of one thing that a lot of people need to get out of their head is this idea that if you have a leader skill, it needs to cover every single unit in your party. It doesn't. That's silly. Go for a diverse team, or you build for the map, really. But if it can hit 2 or 3 units on your team, that's good. But anyway, not his selling point. He has a ability. Is this his Awakening 1 ability? Yes. So at Awakening 1, he gets a perk, Rare Insulatal, greatly raises breath resistance for 4 turns. So if you're on a map that has a lot of breath damage, he's gonna be the best tank most likely. And then he's weak to Crack and Bang, resistant to Whoosh and Zam. That'll matter, on certain stages. So anyway, he's pretty good. So let's just take him someplace where I think he shines, where, granted, he might die, he might not. We'll go to Pyramid 5. This isn't a budget team or anything, although budget teams I made a budget team clear this video, but let's just run him through. He doesn't have a weapon or any gear on right here, so I'll just show him putting a couple of hits on the boss. But again, this does point out his weakness of having a low defense. So he's a lot better against spells, breath, martial damage, because his defense doesn't matter at all. That's another thing to keep in mind for tanks. Defense only matters against physical attacks. So if there's no physical attacks, his defense is not a weakness. He just has 1,000 HP with no weapon. Alright, so we'll have you go over there. Just take that guy out. And I don't care what you do. You're going to go in here and block him up in his hole. You'll get ready. There you go. Alright, just waiting now. Alright, for anybody that still isn't, there's only a couple more days left, but be careful not to poke this little bear here before you get him blocked into his hole, if you want to take that strategy. Let's see if you can Burning Breath. Nope, it does work sometimes. So anyway, let's go. Very first hit. I don't know if Fire Twister would do more damage, but let's start lowering his defense a little. 173. It did work. It's not guaranteed. So you see there he did 173, I believe. Although keep in mind that's actually not going to affect any of my other units' damage. But, his Fire Twister next turn will be a little stronger. And let's see. Alright. And we'll see him take a hit soon. Right after my Hybrid does a scorch on him. Alright. So you can see, well, he took a lot of damage there. And again, that's not a great showcase of his ability to mitigate damage, but you can see even with his low defense against physical attacks, he just took, 850 damage? Yeah, almost exactly 850. So I always just let him auto. I don't use him very often. Alright, so he didn't get poisoned, so we don't have to worry about Meditate. But that's the thing, once I take this guy down, I'll have this guy use Meditate on his way back up. He has no risk of dying on this stage after this, so yeah, he did 250 there with that attack. Again, that's not a great amount of damage, but it is AoE. He is a tank, so you're not bringing him for damage, but the fact that he can do a little bit, it's pretty respectable. It's better than your average lame AoE attack. Alright, and then alright, so this stage is done. So that's my for those that don't know, once you do this part, you can just auto the rest of it. I will actually show let's just show off his Meditate once. And you can see his my team is all strong units, so agility is a little hard to reference sometimes, but in my party with of these 5 units, 2 of them went before. He's still in the middle. He's faster than either of my dragons. They're not especially fast, but still. Alright, so we'll move him up. Use meditation. And 273, just over 25% of his no equipment HP value. So, again, tanks are not super exciting in this game, unfortunately. They're very good, but as far as reviewing them, looking at big numbers, no. Tanks aren't terribly exciting, but again, if you're looking at breath damage, if you need something that can resist that, if you're looking at a purely magical stage, if you need something where maybe you can't have a healer or your healer's going to need help, you want your tank to heal himself, Boss Troll's great. It would be, I don't know, if for some reason you didn't get him yet and you were thinking about summoning on that banner still, I know I got this video out really late, he's worth getting a unit or two. If you have one copy of him and you thought that I made him look good, maybe use 30 of your fragments to get an awakening on him, or wait till the 6th month. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't for some reason, I don't know what liking does for me, but subscribing would be hugely helpful. Anyway, good luck guys, I'll see you soon.